Hello everyone, welcome back to part 2 of this replay between mtwNigheEnD and Omnious here on Lost Temple. We now have 3 Colossus standing tall with a couple of Zealots, perhaps going to try to do a push out. Omnious moving out, quickly losing one of those probes. Omnious does in fact have the economic advantage, mining at a much stronger pace. However, the army of mtwNigheEnD may just be too strong and too much for Omnious to really be able to recover. Stalkers and Zealots now coming into position. Void Rays on that, trying to attack from a range, trying to take down some of these units. Stalkers now coming in as well, and a third Void Ray coming in. We have a Force Field being cast, not being used very well, and those Void Rays now trying to push back even further. A couple of Zealots will get taken down. Void Rays do not have that movement speed, and Omnious without Blink on those Stalkers will not be able to really push back that quickly. Those Void Rays should be able to perhaps start firing and take down some of these units. Stalkers, however, going to start focusing down those low hit point Void Rays. Zealots once again engaging in midfield. Omnious very daring, trying to push at this stage. Too many Zealots for those Immortals to really deal with. One Void Ray is all that is left. However, there are no more Stalkers, so this one single Void Ray may be able to push back this whole entire army just because there is no Stalkers to really counteract this. However, those 5 Colossus managing up to 30 food is going to be very difficult. Omnious now pulling back with that Void Ray. Omnious only with a 950 mineral army versus the 225 or 2225 of mtwNigheEnD. We have 1 Void Ray, 2 Stalkers, and 2 Immortals versus 5 Colossus, 3 Stalkers, and 3 Zealots. Back over here, Omnious trying to get his expansion up and trying to saturate more of this expansion. This expansion only has about 18 probes there, and over here only about another 19 probes, so not fully saturating both sides. Blizzard suggesting 3 SCVs and 3 SCVs per mineral patch, 3 SCVs per gas. We have these Colossus now pushing off onto this high ground, and however, we now have Void Rays going to go ahead and try to reinforce those Void Rays. If they had that movement speed upgrade, would be capable of being quickly deployed and then moving out around the map. A couple of Zealots once again joining in on the fight production wise. A Nexus being built by mtwNigheEnD over here in order to get an expansion up and running as that single probe or single observer offering sight to that high ground. No Blink on those Stalkers, so those Stalkers will not be able to support on that high ground. And once again, we have the Void Rays on the move. Perhaps the Stalkers want to try to take down these destructible rocks. No, let's see what's going to be happening as more Zealots join in. mtwNigheEnD attacking with these Colossus, only upgraded on their range, trying to take down this robotics facility. Robotics facility going to get quickly taken down. Down it goes, and now trying to focus down the rest of these units. However, Void Rays now coming in and Stalkers coming in. Very dangerous fight as those Colossus are on that high ground. Stalker or Void Rays trying to focus down those Stalkers, but still not going to be altogether that useful as those Colossus with such a high damage and that little bit of that splash able to rip through this army of Omnious. And Omnious now losing so many of those Stalkers and so many of these units. Void Rays now trying to continue to offer support, trying to take down the rest of those units. 1 Void Ray down to 36 hit points. Stalkers coming in as well, but mass Colossus really too much to deal with at this stage in the game. mtwNigheEnD once again pushing with those sentries and that Stalker, and now but Omnious also coming in with the 1 single patch of high yield minerals, not yet taking down these destructible rocks as more Zealots coming in. I would have liked to see mtwNigheEnD come in with a probe, perhaps a proxy pylon in the middle of the field in order to have these units warp in much more easily. mtwND nearly out of down to 15 or 10 minerals over here at this mineral patch, so we'll need to transfer some more over here. It looks as though mtwND is going to be going for the kill in just a moment. Colossus getting ready, trying to macro up a very large army. More Stalkers coming into play. Do not see a Twilight Council. More gateways being warped in as well, so now going to be working off of a 5-gate build. And Omnious now going to be working off of a 6-gate. No, also building an additional Stargate. No robotics facility any longer. So trying to use those Void Rays in order to counteract those Colossus. Colossus with that range of 9 able to attack very far, and now these Stalkers, these units trying to continue to push in. And how is this really all going to work? How does he really want to use this? These Void Rays really need to be focusing down these stun those Colossus, and if those force fields were in a better position, those Stalkers would not have been able to engage. However, only 3 Void Rays. Void Rays do not have that weapon upgrade. Stalkers are going to have a hard time trying to fight around that single force field, but still more units continuing to push back in. Colossus doing a little bit of that laser burn against those Zealots and those Stalkers, and NightEnd can just pretty much move and attack into this final fight here. Not much that he really has to worry about. Stalker is just going to go ahead and start focusing down each individual Void Ray, doing a little bit of a move and attack, so it's constantly moving, and the rest of the Colossus is going to force a GG out of Omnious in just a moment, losing this expansion. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, I hope you guys enjoyed this replay between Omnious and mtwNigheEnD here on Lost Temple.